We're here basically doing a impromptu by the way, happy Easter, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Easter. If you guys are out there with your families hunting eggs and all that, awesome. I remember when I was a kid, I doing that crap. Uh, hanging out with my folks, and they say, go ahead hunting. They hunt, they put in little eggs all over the yard, and me being a little kid enjoying the idea of finding eggs and chocolate all over the place. That was actually kind of fun. Mind you, as a kid, it was a lot of fun. As an adult, do you have any idea how irritating that was? Because you're like, oh man, I gotta find like 67 places where my nephew or niece or whatever is not gonna find them. Mind you, the only time I'll ever get to see my nephew, mind you, is around Christmas time, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. But anyway, if you haven't already, please do me a ginormous, humongous size favor. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. It definitely helps the channel, and it definitely helps us beat that scaling algorithm. And I feel like it's getting worse and worse every year. I mean, the algorithm itself they're starting to code it to the point where it's so aggressive that you could barely do anything anymore without YouTube having issues. I found out that apparently there's two guidelines, and it really depends on the kind of video you do. The long-term videos and the short-term videos, which is kind of retarded because I'm like, shouldn't be the same thing all around. You're making more work for everybody because, you know, it's like there's no real big difference between the two types of videos. They're made, one is made, you know, very short time frame, and the other one is just basically longer-ish of the same video, as far as I understand it. But apparently, well, anyway, no, I'm on here for two reasons. One, to wish you all a happy Easter. Thank you very much for checking out my videos, and I hope you guys are entertained, having fun, and may the gods protect you. Yes, I know, I'm saying it because as much as most people assume it has something to do with, you know, Jesus being resurrected on this particular day, which is one of the reasons why it is born. And here's the part that gets me. Why is there a mascot? Usually you would think the mascot would be Jesus. No, it's a rabbit. Why is there a rabbit as the mascot? I have no idea. If you guys know, you know. I don't. Me, I am from the United States of America, and I'm embarrassed to say so because, well, you know what's going on in the world. And honestly, right now, a lot of the countries see us as either a cancer or a mild irritation. And quite frankly, sometimes I wonder if either don't, you know, are not correct. But anyway, I saw, speaking of United States, did you guys know that we have certain laws that are very counterproductive, ladies and gentlemen? I say that because there is a video that I saw, and it made me laugh and kind of cry at the same time, that there was a point where there was this guy, right, on the internet. He is a professional, how can I say, inconveniencer. He doesn't do anything to the specific people, and the people he is conveniencing are what we call squatters, the people that go into empty houses, foreclosed houses, whatever, and try to basically claim the house for themselves. You have any idea how annoying those kind of people are? They're basically parasites, thinking that they can go into a house, and most of the time they're homeless. I admit, a lot of time they're either homeless or they're just basically parasites in general. I I'm not saying all of them are homeless, but a lot of them are. But this guy goes in. These guys, the squatters, go into these houses, apartments or whatever, and basically try to claim the whole. I claim this planet in the name of Mars, and they're lovely. That kind of bullshit, right? Imagine that, right? They're pulling out a flag and that is, I'm claiming this place in the name of me, basically. And the guy I'm talking about, the story is basically about a guy going into these places, being hired by the owners, mind you, the actual owners, not the squatters, the owners of these places, because apparently he once had a situation where squatters went into his grandmother's house, left her unhoused, guys. Yes, left her unhoused because of, and the problem is, depending on the certain states, guys, housing regulations are ambiguous at best. If you don't know what I was talking about. So if you guys ever looked into our housing regulations, they are some convoluted bullshit. So basically, if certain houses are not either unclaimed or basically under certain limbos, they actually are allowed to be claimed by anybody that is stayed in a certain place for a myriad of, I think the one is 3 months to 6 months, depending on the state. And guys, there are people out there that basically try to skirt everything. They try to establish residency, all that, right? To the point where eventually they start owning the house, guys. The guy I'm talking about, the story's protagonist, I don't remember his name. But so this guy is basically a professional inconveniencer. It sounds, you're basically a professional pest to these squatters. They get hired by these individuals that own the actual property, and say, hey, can you please get these guys out of here because I'm tired of it. So basically, they go into this place and do everything and anything legally, mind you, to get these guys out of their house by putting in dogs with people that are allergic. He looks into their actual whole lives, guys. These inconveniencers, they go into these places and they do everything and anything to get these guys out of there. From putting an animal where the person's allergic to putting a legalized weapon, mind you. He doesn't use it, but he always has it around someone that is never allowed to be around weapons. And I'm like, damn, this guy is petty. This guy does everything and anything, again, legal. Like, he's not doing anything except basically inconveniencing these people to the point where these people, the squad, have to leave. And I'm like, and the only reason he does it is because obviously because, our laws are so ambiguous, so widespread to the point where it's hardly worth dealing with them anymore. So what he does is, he makes sure that he makes them very uncomfortable to the point where they have to leave. And I have full respect for that, for someone that does that. Why do I have full respect for that? Well, think about it, guys. Would you rather own your own property, right? And all of a sudden some schnook comes in and says, "Hey, by the way, mine, mine. It belongs to me now. So, ha ha, you can't do anything because the law says it belongs to me now. Now that I live here." First of all, the first and only thought in my head was grab them by the throat, throw them out, and say, "If you touch my shit again, I'll kill you." No, don't do that. Because A, assault. Second, death threats. Don't do that. And again, this guy does everything north side of legal. He just makes sure they understand that, hey, I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm here to be your worst nightmare, which is one thing I loved about this story. And I wanted to tell you guys the story because if you ever have any issues with people, just do yourselves a favor. Be left side of legal and they will do nothing. They cannot do anything because they cannot do anything at all. Anyway. What? Me? I can be. I can be an ass. Anyway, thank you for checking out my videos, guys. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and again, like, and of course, hit that little bell icon to know when I'm putting out next vid, and I will be soon because I'll be doing some other videos a little bit later. Probably some gaming videos. If you guys want to see that, hopefully you do, because I have an idea or two of what games I want to play. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Take care, be safe, and I hope you guys have a great Easter. Take care, and all you little ones out there nibbling on some Easter candy, don't fill up on candy. Mom's probably got them roast in the oven. Take care, be safe, take care.